The news day continues here in One News Now. I'm Diego Castro, bringing you the biggest headlines from around the world. Russia claims to have repelled multiple attacks recently launched by Ukraine. The Russian Defense Ministry said their troops intercepted the long-range cruise missile, rocket, projectiles, and drones. According to Minister Sergei Shoigu, the West is stepping up arms supplies to Kyiv ahead of a large-scale Ukrainian offensive. The Russian official, though, warned that Moscow is ready to strike down any supply routes it detected.
Военная поддержка Украины лишь затягивает боевые действия, но не может повлиять на исход специальной военной операции. Используя натовское вооружение, киевские власти продолжают наносить удары по социальным объектам, проводят теракты против мирных российских граждан. Наши вооруженные силы максимально жестко реагируют на действия украинских боевиков.
Over in Ukraine, Kyiv Mayor Vitaly Klitschko said a Russian missile killed 3 people, including a child. Klitschko said they have launched an investigation into the reportedly blocked entrance to a bomb shelter at one residential block.
Every day the Russians send their kamikaze drone and missiles to our hometown, and a lot of people killed, a lot of buildings destroyed. We have a big part of people who have an injury, and yes, of course, people very angry. People very angry. It's not the war; it's genocide against Ukraine, against Ukrainian people from Russia.
The United States has called for a UN Security Council meeting to discuss North Korea's attempted satellite launch this week. That's according to the spokesperson for the U.S. mission to the United Nations. The launch on Wednesday was an attempt by North Korea to put its first spy satellite into space, but it ended in failure, with a booster and payload plunging into the sea. Washington condemned the launch, saying it used ballistic missile technology in violation of multiple UN Security Council resolutions. The move also risked destabilizing the security situation in the region and beyond. The US called for an open meeting on the launch, which means the proceedings would be streamed live. Meanwhile, South Korea's foreign ministry urges North Korea to withdraw its plans for a second launch of a space launch vehicle. South Korea has already dispatched ships and aircraft to recover more debris of North Korea's space launch vehicle.
북한이 국제사회의 우려와 경고에도 불구하고 가까운 시일 내 2차 발사 등 도발을 위협하고 있는 것을 유감스럽게 생각하고 발사 계획 철회 등 국제적인 의무를 다할 것을 다시 한번 촉구합니다.
Talks between foreign ministers of the five-nation bloc, BRICS, were overshadowed by questions of Russian President Vladimir Putin during their summit in August. BRICS, a bloc consisting of Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa, are set to meet in August in Johannesburg. South African Foreign Minister Naledi Pandor said her country was mulling options if Putin, who is the subject of a war crimes arrest warrant, came to the planned summit. South Africa would theoretically be required to arrest Putin as a member of the International Criminal Court. Pandor says the president will indicate what South Africa's position would be, though the invitation to all heads of state still stands. Putin has so far not confirmed plans to travel to South Africa, while the Kremlin only saying that Russia would take part in the summit at, quote, a proper level. We'll be back with more stories after the break. Keep it here on One News. You're still watching One News Now World. I'm Diego Castro. NATO ramps up pressure on member nation Turkey to drop its objections to Sweden's membership. Secretary General Jens Stoltenberg said NATO wanted to bring Sweden into the fold by the time Allied leaders meet in Lithuania in July. This as Sweden sought protection under NATO's umbrella over fears that they may be targeted by Moscow after Russia invaded Ukraine. However, NATO must agree unanimously for countries to join. Turkey has objected to Sweden's membership, stating that Stockholm harbors members of militant groups it considers to be terrorists. The United States urged Turkey to immediately finalize Sweden's accession to NATO, saying that Sweden has addressed Ankara's concerns.
And I think it has rightly focused attention on some of its security concerns that both Sweden and Finland have taken remarkable steps to address, important ones. But it's to Sweden's credit, as well as Finland's credit, that they've taken concrete action to address those concerns. From the perspective of the United States, the time is now to finalize Sweden's accession.
The U.S. Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer says the Senate will stay in session until members approve a debt ceiling deal. On Wednesday, the Republican-controlled House voted to send the legislation to the Senate. Lawmakers aim to deliver the bill to U.S. President Joe Biden's desk before the deadline on Monday. This is when the federal government is expected to run out of money to pay its bills. Biden and House Speaker Kevin McCarthy came up with the agreement after a series of negotiations. If passed, it would suspend the $31 trillion debt ceiling and set federal spending limits. The marriage of Jordan's Crown Prince Hussein and Saudi architect Rajwa Al Seif was met with celebration across the kingdom. Royals and other VIPs from around the world attended the palace ceremony Thursday. This while thousands packed an ancient Roman amphitheater to watch the couple exchange rings on a wide screen. The marriage has drawn a star-studded list headlined by Britain's Prince William and his wife Kate, as well as U.S. First Lady Jill Biden. But it also holds deep significance for the region. It emphasizes continuity in an Arab state prized for its long-standing stability and refreshes the monarchy's image after a bitter palace feud. Jordan has recently sought closer ties with Saudi Arabia and other Gulf Arab petro-states, which once doled out billions of dollars in aid. And those are the top world headlines of the hour. Join us again at 9 a.m. as we continue to monitor the day's biggest stories. Coming right up is Agenda at 8 a.m. I'm Diego Castro. We are One News. All sides, all the time.